Get the cake right to the side sex. Leave the fire and the real style stuff. I'm on a grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Dew Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Dew Valley.
Welcome back to the KB Terrace Talk FPL live stream. It's the second stream in a row that we're bringing you FPL news and talk for you guys. If you want to get involved in the stream, get your comments in. We'll talk through them. If you've got questions for myself or the panel about transfers, your plans for week 12, even let us know how you got on in week 11. What was your score? Let us know in the comments section. But I am Merzgoff, your host for the night, and I am joined by the leader of the clan, the head poncho himself, Mr. King Bushy. How you doing?
I'm good. I'd be better if my FPL score were a bit higher this week. I did finish above average. But 40 points, I was a bit disappointed with that. I thought my team would have got me a bit better, but yeah, other than that, I'm all good, Mers. Thanks for having me. Good.
Always. You're the leader of the pack, like I say, so you gotta be showing yourself every now and again on this show. But we are also joined by GH, somebody that is propping up the bottom of the leaderboard a little bit.
Nah, I'm not at the bottom. Oh, this month.
I think for the month, you are
Well, that's
right near the bottom.
That's because I got 23 this week. I don't know what happened, but everyone had a generational stinker in my team.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing we're going to be talking about is game week 11. It was a bit of a peculiar week. If you are an owner of a Semenyo or a Haaland, both of them missed penalties, which means negative points, which is not the type of thing you want to be seeing in FPL. You want to be seeing points. And I had Haaland as captain, so it was not great seeing a -4 like early on in that game. But GH, you just mentioned your score, obviously 23 points there. Who was your highest scorer?
Not my captain. Chalobah got 6 for me in defence, and nobody else got above 4.
Who was your captain?
Caicedo, and he got me double 2, so I got a total of 4 points.
Yeah. What made you choose Caicedo out of interest?
So I was umming and ahhing about, do I save my free transfer and have 2 the week after, or do I make the move? And I'm like, let's be real. That Reinders for City has been very, very poor points-wise. And I thought, against Liverpool, Reinders is probably not going to get many points. And he didn't even start, I don't think. So that wouldn't have gotten many points at all. So then I thought, Caicedo, he's been doing quite well. Wolves, they've not been doing very well. Let me risk it. And it didn't pay off.
No, it didn't. Although Chelsea did win comfortably, Caicedo just didn't supply the points. You needed a João Pedro.
Just my luck. The week I bring the players in, like Semenyo's been poor ever since I got him. Am I just like a bad luck charm for these players?
Okay, we've got a few comments coming in. We've got Poppy. GH only got 34 this week. Was a shocking week. Haha. It was. To be fair, a lot of people got below 50 points this week. I don't think many got above that threshold, which isn't normally the make or break if you're going to do very well in FPL or do quite bad. It was a bad week. We got another one. Nicholas saying, Bushy, hearts in the eyes. You got a fan there, Bushy. What's going on here?
I think it's a fake profile or something.
Someone's trying to catfish you, maybe. That's what it is. Yeah, so. Maybe.
Fake profile, I think.
And then Poppy again. Can someone redo GH's team for him? I think we might have to potentially.
Actually, no, my team's not too bad. Come on.
Maybe when the chips refresh in game week 20, if you continue to be bad, I think you should let somebody from the show do your wild card for you and see if they can actually fix your season.
As long as they're actually sensible and not like stupid with the transfers, then I'll agree to that.
Well, that would be the rule. They have to make you manager of the month.
They'd have to do it fair. They'd have to do it as though they were doing.
All right, yeah, I'll be down for that.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's a good thing. I'll try and remember that. Bushy, so how many points did you get?
So I got 40, which was above the 38 average, as I say. The defense kind of let me down. I got Van der Vaart, Euro come in because he got injured. Palace got a clean sheet, so he definitely would have got at least 6 points for that. But obviously he was injured, so Euro come in and he come on as sub, so didn't get anything. And then got Bournemouth defender who got 2. And then Salah again only got 2. Caicedo got 2. Grealish, I think, got 3. Ahmed got me 8, so he got an assist. Captain Haaland, but he missed a penalty, so only ended up on 8. Watermelon got me 5, and João Pedro got me 7. So it wasn't disastrous because obviously the week wasn't great for everybody. And as long as I'm above the average, I'll take that. Disappointed about the Palace defender because that would have put me on at least sort of 46 at the very least. Probably may have even hit the 50 if it'd have done something special with a challenge or something. But yeah, and he's also flagged as well. But I'd already made my change for next week, so obviously I've got to hope that he plays next week. But there is a break now, isn't there? So
yes,
he's 75%. So I'm hoping he'll be back, and they've got Wolves away, so I think
that'll be nice and easy, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, looking at your team, you definitely need to probably make a little bit of some changes to your team because I like it's been a bit of a peculiar one for you having Max Dowman on your bench pretty much the whole entire season so far. I'm pretty sure in FPL.
Yeah, it's just obviously I do want to get him out. Obviously, I watched pre-season and he really stood out for me, and I thought he would at least be coming on getting minutes, but it doesn't look like he is going to get them because I think after that he had signed Eze, was it? So that we're always going to reduce his time. And the issue is because of how cheap he is, I don't really. To move him off, I've got to move him off the bench soon because obviously I'll be looking at a bench boost soon. But because I haven't used that chip yet, but at the moment I've got other areas that I need to move around to get him off the bench. Really.
Well, if you're obviously going to transfer out Salah, that would heavily free up funds. But I think the closest cheap, reasonable player to get into the team would be someone like a Xhaka. He's like 0.8 more expensive than Dowman because he's pretty sure 5.1 mil. Dowman's 4.3. So if you can just like maybe do a double transfer just to free up that little bit extra because
I mean at the minute because of the funds, I'd need to do a double transfer and I don't want to take a minus hit. So that's why I've just left him on the bench, and that's been the case pretty much all the way through it. So to get him out, I need to do 2 changes, and I'm not willing to drop any points this FPL. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And talking about taking minus hits, let's go on to my team. I got 36 points. I took a -4, so that is technically a 32-point week. And one of the players that I transferred out was Saka for Rice. Saka goes and obviously gets 12 points. Rice gets 2. So that 4-point hit in some ways for that ended up going down the toilet and making 0 sense. Obviously, I did bring in João Pedro as well for one of the transfers. He did get 7, but it doesn't make up for to that 12 points that Saka gets. So a bad move from me this particular week. But as I said last week, it is my long-term aim to probably have that trio of Raya, Gabriel, and Rice as my 3 Arsenal players. And I just took the gamble this week.
Mers, that's why I haven't done it this time. You know, the minus hits points. When I did it last season, every time I did it, something like what happened to you with Saka happened to me. And then when I worked it out on every transfer that I took a hit, I ended up off worse than what I would have if I'd have just left my team.
Sometimes it is best to leave it, but I thought for the month of November, I'm going to take those little gambles just to see if it maybe pans out for the battle of the manager of the month. In terms of still talking about week 11, we have got on screen right now, we have the team of the week. So this is like the highest scoring players for the week, and we've got some interesting names in here. We, starting off with the goalkeeper, have Martinez, who scored 14 points, saved a penalty against Semenyo, which obviously gives him 5 points. I think he also then got some bonus points as well. So that was quite an interesting one. Obviously, at the start of the season, Martinez was out of the squad for Villa, back in the squad now. Is he worth maybe picking up? What do you guys think?
Probably not, in my opinion, but you can't tell with Aston Villa. And plus, being in Europe, I just feel like Aston Villa are going to struggle a bit in the league. I know they had a big win this weekend, but I don't know.
Apart from last week, my keepers have been okay, so I'm not tempted with Martinez. I think Villa are on a good bit of form at the minute, but they're very unpredictable. You can see them going to an away game and getting beat comfortably as well as winning games. So, yeah, for me, he's not one that I'd be looking at bringing in.
A former Man United player, Garnacho, making team of the week for FPL with his 11 points. How does that make you feel, Bushy, seeing a Man United player in team of the week for FPL?
Shocked me really, because the consensus of the Chelsea fans is they don't rate him at all. And he's been in and out of the team. It's not like he's a regular starter.
No.
So, but at the weekend, he has played well, got good score. And when he has come on and played for Chelsea, that's what's surprised that they don't like him so much. He does seem to either get a goal or an assist. He always seems to be very direct in his play. So it doesn't surprise me with Garnacho, but would I want him in my FPL? Absolutely not. Would I want him back at Manchester United? Absolutely not. I think he's, as they would say, a money-grabbing whore.
I think
that's pretty much most of the players that go to Chelsea, mostly, isn't it? People are more interested in that paycheck. But then you could also say the same for Man United. But moving on to 2 others in the team of the week, we've got Mateus Nunes and Doku, who played in that Liverpool-Man City game.
Yeah.
GH, I feel like you might need to get some Man City players in your team rather than having Liverpool players or something.
I did. I literally had reindeers in my team, and I also had one of the worst defenders in the world, Rico Lewis. Now, the reason I had Lewis is because I saw him play the first couple of weeks. He was nice and cheap, and I'm like, maybe Pep's going to be playing Rico Lewis. And then he didn't play him, and I wasted my transfer on him.
Well, maybe you should go for his replacement in the team of Nunes then.
Yeah, I've actually got Haaland in the team as well, so I did have a few.
Another one, actually, worth considering whilst we're talking about Man City fullbacks. O'Reilly.
Yeah, O'Reilly. He looks quality. He does, Mers.
He does, yeah.
And he's pretty cheap. I haven't really looked at his price, but I should imagine he's quite within budget. Yeah, so I think he is a good shout. I am looking at, obviously, when I do get rid of Salah, I will be replacing him with more than likely an Arsenal defender, and I probably may go to try and get O'Reilly in as well to get rid of my Arsenal midfielder on the bench.
Yeah, looking at O'Reilly, so he's 4.9 million. He didn't play the first 2 games of the season. In the third game against Brighton, only made 18-minute appearance off the bench. And beyond that, he's then gone and scored 51 points from the other 8 games.
And I think I'm right in saying I think he's played the majority of the European games as well.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so, yeah.
But the big risk a little bit with O'Reilly is could he end up getting dropped for Ait-Nouri because he's back from injury now. So
that's the problem with Man City. It's Pep roulette, isn't it? Every season.
They're playing well, if they're playing well, they've just beat Liverpool. He got 13 points. Why would Pep would be stupid to bring Ait-Nouri back in, who's not really done
that's
much.
What Pep does, though. Other than Haaland, everybody gets rotated in that team. I remember Foden looking like he was coming to his best form.
Yeah.
And then Haaland he just gets randomly dropped, and you've got Turkey in there. And then he looks brilliant. So you think, oh, I'll bring him in. And then he'll probably drop him for somebody else. I mean, obviously, Cole was raving about Reinders, whatever it is called. But yeah, he's then got dropped as well because I had Reinders in the team.
I think that's the excellence of Pep, because come the end few matches of the season, when your lower teams have got like a tired out squad, Pep's managed to rest all of his players quite a lot because of rotation, and they're ready to just like storm the league or some stupid business.
Yeah.
Got another comment. We've got John. Evening, Mers and Bushy. Hope you are well. Yes, we are. I am good. Thank you,
evening, John. I am well. Another Rotherham victory. We discussed on Miller's Monday as well. So, I'm enjoying football at the minute. Shall we say?
Yeah, of course you're going to be. What is it? Like 5 games unbeaten for United. Rotherham doing well is of course.
Rotherham's top of the form table.
Yeah. Now we're going to quickly have a look. This is the team of the season so far in FPL. So if you owned all 11 of these players since the beginning of the season, you would have 751 points without a bench boost or a wildcard or triple captain being activated. So Rolfs is the team of the season goalkeeper so far with his 56 points, which puts him ahead of Raya. But I think that's more because he makes more saves, so he gets those extra points. So if you need a goalkeeper and don't want to necessarily buck out the price, the money for Raya, Rolfs is definitely a consideration. Arsenal have got 3 defenders: Gabriel Timber, Calafiori in the team season so far. Obviously, with the amount of clean sheets that we've had, goals and assists that those 3 have been getting as well, no real shock there. I guess you guys are pretty much the same feeling. You're probably not surprised that those 3 are in the team of the season.
No, I'm just trying to look on here now at what is the price of Gabriel?
He is pretty expensive now. He's about 6.8, I think.
He's the most expensive of the defenders, I think, because I considered bringing him in.
Well, he's getting, I need to bring him in. I think when I get I'll bring him in.
I put Calafiori and Timber in my team, and them a little bit cheaper. So if you want someone that's guaranteed points, I know Gabriel does get goals and assists more, but
Yes, and then
nice to see a Man U player in there as well, Mers.
It is Mbuemo, who For me myself, in terms of my videos that I do obviously recommend Buemo at the moment. I do think he is a lot better to own than someone like a Bruno Fernandes, which I know a lot of people own because of the fact that he takes penalties and everything for Man United. But I'm sure you would agree, Buemo has been one of Man United's better players so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely, if I'm picking, obviously I've got Ahmed in my side. I think he's another player that is getting the assists, and he has got a goal in. So I've owned him 2 weeks now. His first week he scored a goal against Forest, cracker of a goal. The second week he got the assist for the goal. So he's brought me points in the 2 weeks. So I'm happy with Ahmed. I did want to get Mbeumo in over Ahmed, but it would just purely cost, because in my team I have got Salah and Haaland. So it's very difficult to move any more sort of mid
It's
to
crazy,
premium,
isn't it?
players around. That's
I did have both of them. I did have both Salah and Haaland, but got rid of Salah. Well, not choosing to get rid of him, but a forfeit. And actually, I'm glad.
I mean, Salah's been doing all right for me. He scored the previous week. Obviously, this week's the first week for a while that he has sort of really blanked, and he did look. I mean, that O'Reilly, he kind of had him in his pocket, didn't he? Really, which were concerning. And I had mocked Glory Hall a few weeks back when he's saying Salah's legs have gone and he's kind of finished. But looking at that game, he did seem to age 10 years. He just didn't have the pace to get round him. O'Reilly had the beat of him. He looked stronger. He looked fitter. And at no point of that game did you think Salah were going to produce anything, which watching Liverpool over the years, every time Salah used to get the ball, I used to think, oh, God, here we go. Because he'd just go on an amazing run. He'd either cross it and someone would put it in, or he'd put it in himself. But against Man City, he didn't look the same player, which were concerning. And like I say, obviously with AFCON coming, I've got to get rid of him anyway. So probably next week will be the week that I finally pull the plug on Mo Salah.
I think I'm wondering if it's to do with a couple of things. First of all, obviously his age. He's aging. You can tell that he's not as quick as he used to be. But another thing is, do you think it's crossing his mind that he's not a million miles away from potentially, if he's going top of the all-time goal-scoring list in the Premier League, if he stayed around? Do you think it's the pressure on him that he's trying to make sure he scores so that he makes that list, or do you think that's not got anything to do with it?
No, I don't think
so.
I
just think I think it's very difficult. I think he'll still score goals, Salah. You don't become a bad player overnight. He has lost the yard of pace. It kind of reminds me of when Rooney was coming to the end. So if he can adapt his game, maybe drop into a slightly different position and adapt his game, he could actually go on a few more years playing at the very top. But he's got a lot of... I think the thing with Liverpool, I think this break's come at the perfect time for Liverpool. It gives them time to regroup and get on the training pitch or whatever and try and sort out... Because Liverpool have got some fantastic players. Nobody's denying that. But at the minute, it just isn't working. And sometimes that can make really good players look like they're aging, look like they're playing poor, when actually the team's out of form. It makes them look worse. And because you're so used to Salah digging you out of the mess, when he's not doing it, you're thinking, actually, oh, is he past it? Because everybody thinks that at an age. But I remember sort of I was having Van Persie, and even at that age, and Ibrahimovic, they were still doing the business because they adapted the way they played a little bit. So I'm still confident Salah can do the business, but whether he's that influential as what he was, I'd probably say maybe not. I don't think he's the type that could possibly win the game on his own anymore, where he used to be able to.
Yeah. Going to some more comments. So going back to the Rotherham stuff, I'm going Bush. I did tell you I'm very excited. He then saying he got 40 points last week, new goalkeeper in the team. Good to hear, John. Obviously, based on
what goalkeeper has John got? What goalkeeper did he get?
Did you get Rolf's, John? I can't remember which one you got, but and then he's got a new striker in the team as he got rid of Watermelon.
Oh, that's interesting.
He also says hello.
Yeah,
GH.
well, he scored though. Watermelon. Did Watermelon score or get an assist?
No, it's an assist.
Right, yeah, because I've got Watermelon and I think he got 6 points. So
sorry, GH, didn't see you. The graphic cut you off.
It's all right good, now, John. Don't worry.
All hidden there. Referring to Salah being potentially the top EPL scorer, he said Tom is saying he will never ever be top EPL scorer. Kane will come back and do that.
See, this is why you're never going to beat me in a quiz show, Tom, because that ball knowledge is crazy. Kane's not coming back, and if he does, he's not getting top.
And then quickly to top off the team of the season so far, Caicedo, Rice, going back to last week's CDM's talk, Haaland, obviously, with the amount of goals that he scored. We've got Semenyo as well, and then a nice, interesting one, Thiago from Brentford, who is only 6.1, might have gone up to 6.2. So if you want somebody scoring goals and a cheap striker, Thiago's your man.
I recommended him last week, actually, as an outsider.
Yeah.
So,
and then going into a next subject we're going to be talking about, never ever transfer over an international break. Well, Turbo, we're going to be talking about Gameweek 12 and the potential idea of whether you should
Too late, Turbo Tom. I've done it.
Well, Lee's done it right. You've done it right, Lee.
Yes.
And the only reason I did it is because I knew this player was due to get a price increase. So I did it just before the price increase. So I am happy I've done it.
Yes. And that is exactly what I was going to bring up, because if you do them early, you can beat these price rises. If you do it too late, you're going to end up paying an extra 0.1, maybe even a 0.2, because we all know the transfers people are doing are going to drive the price up. So if you do it early, you're beating that price rise. And in my opinion, it's sometimes worth doing. We're only 3 days since the end of game week 11. And so far, Rice and Buemo, Haaland, Caicedo, and Mateta have all gone up in price. And those are some key players to get. I know a lot of people already have Haaland, so it probably doesn't affect them too much. But the other ones, are not a huge amount of people. These are people that are players that are around that 20 to 30% owned. So definitely worth a consideration. GH, what's your opinion? In an international break, transfer early or hold?
If you, it's more risky to go for it than it isn't. But I think if you do it right, like Lee's done it, then it can pay off. The likelihood of Rice getting injured over the international break, let's be real, is probably quite minimal. Obviously, he could get injured, but I just feel like you don't often see many injuries with England. So I feel like he'll be all right. And if he does get injured, well, you've saved yourself some money. Pop him on the bench whilst he goes for his injury, and then you've got a good player when he's back. So I think if you're going to do one now, you're stupid because the price increase has happened. But if you're going to do one, you should have done it a few nights ago before the increase. Otherwise, definitely hold out until the international is done, because then you know who's injured or not. Because let's be real, if you haven't got, let's say, Gabriel in your team, goes on international, gets injured, you're screwed, aren't you, if you transferred him in? So you may as well wait. It's the safer option.
It is. Bushy obviously brought in Rice, so you did that before you went up in.
Yeah, so obviously I've been impressed with Rice this season. Probably the most. I always thought Declan Rice was a little bit overrated, if I'm honest. But watching Arsenal this season, he has really impressed me. And obviously, he's on this sort of set pieces now as well. He started to chip in with goals. And this season, he's sort of reminded me of Frank Lampard, where he can actually get on the score sheet. So I think he's a good player.
That is a bit of a bold comparison, comparing to Lampard. He definitely won't be getting anywhere near the same number of goals as a Lampard getting this season.
No, honestly, the way he's playing,
he's like a Caicedo.
But yeah, going back to like what we were talking about last week, I think the positive with a Rice is obviously taking the set pieces so you can get an assist.
Guaranteed to start every week.
Yeah, guaranteed minutes unless he gets an injury. Like, I don't think I've seen him actually being rotated out that at all by Arteta since we signed him. Then you've got with this season, DEFCON, he's always in the tackles and interceptions and stuff. So he's always going to be high for that. And that's 2 points. Obviously, the minutes played. And then, like you say, he is coming up with some goals this season as well. So you're going to get like an extra 5 points.
I think he'll be shocked this season. I think he'll get more goals than you think he'll get. I really do.
Okay, let's put this as a potential prediction. What would you say, goal-wise, by the end of the season? What would he be finishing on? And at the moment, Rice is currently sat on 2 goals, 4 assists.
I think he can easily get 14 goals this season.
Okay, that is definitely out there. That is wild.
Clip it, everyone clip it.
Damn, yeah.
Clip it up. He's gonna. I think he'll get 14 goals this season.
Is that including own goals then?
And assists, he's gonna get loads of them because he's taking the bloody corners.
Yeah, I think assist wise, that 14 is probably what I'd say for assists, but goals I'd probably say in the region of maybe 7. I would say is
6, 7.
Too low, man. Too low. Don't forget, you've got these terrible teams to play. Oh, you've already played Forest.
We've played some, yeah.
They've already played Liverpool and they lost. Oh, yeah.
We haven't played Wolves yet. We played Burnley.
You
so
played
yeah,
Leeds.
you know.
Oh no, you haven't played Leeds.
You haven't played.
We played Leeds. We thumped them 5-0.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rice scored in that, didn't he?
I know Gokares scored 2 in that one. Whether Rice scored in that one,
Statman Mers.
No, he scored against West Ham, obviously another terrible team, and Burnley. So yeah, if he's going to get
wait.
Like
you can't say West Ham are terrible. They've won their last 2 games.
Oh, sorry, GH. Let me guess. You know, everything's going to change now. I mean, the way they're run, they are a terrible team.
And also, you haven't played Wolves, but they've got a new manager. They're getting a new manager, so they could turn things around.
Mate, it doesn't matter. Actually, I want to actually bring that up because that is an absolute joke. The guy has left Middlesbrough.
I told you he'd go.
Yeah. Middlesbrough will get probably promoted. Wolves, there is no chance. Clip it up, do whatever you want. Wolves are not staying up. Yeah. Their team, their squad is absolutely dire. So Wolves will go down. So he's going to have a relegation on his CV. He'll probably even get sacked before the season's out because they're that bad. They're going to get another few spankings. And that guy, man, what an absolute lunatic. He's leaving Middlesbrough to sign for that shower of crap.
Yeah, we've got a comment from Poppy. Excuse me, Leeds aren't a terrible team. I'm sorry, Poppy. We don't live in the 90s anymore. Like, they're a championship table team, or at best, maybe lower Premier League, you know. But I don't think Leeds are staying up this season unless you get a new manager.
Unless you get rid of Calvert-Lewin.
Like that. Yeah, get someone who can properly score some goals rather than missing.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with Leeds. I think the manager is not good enough at that level. And they didn't sign any sort of proven Premiership players. I think you need to do what Forest did that season. They went up, they signed loads of players, but they signed some proven Premiership that kept them in it. You've got to do that, and they actually knew they were going to get a points deduction by signing them.
Yeah, true.
Poppy, wow, Maz, taking that like away from this show now. I'm sorry, Poppy. I can't help it.
He loves you, really. He loves you, really.
Talk the truth. You know, I don't want to spit out deluded things like GH and
me. I'm not the one that said Rice will get 14 goals.
Said Leeds don't have the budget to sign players. I get what you're saying with the financial fair play. Obviously, Leeds are restricted to that, but you've got to, at some point, as a football club, because your owners are very, very wealthy. They own, I believe, is it Red Bull or something? They're very wealthy, so they can afford to do it. So forget the budget, take a points hit the season after, sign quality, like Nottingham Forest did. If you buy enough quality, even with a points deduction, you won't go down the season after. You've just got to be bold. You've got to break financial fair. Man City did it. They won the league. Yeah, they haven't even been fined yet. So take the risk, spend the money, or get relegated. That's all that's going to happen. Because if you do not spend money in this league, you're not staying up. That's just the harsh reality of it. It is so competitive, and even teams now are spending millions that are finishing 10th and 12th and 30th. I mean, look at Man United last season where they finished and the money they spent. So you've got to spend money or you will not stay in this league. So your owners will have to think sod financial fair play, get some real quality in January, get a quality manager, and then you'll probably stay up. If you don't, you'll be playing Rotherham in the Championship next season.
Wow, that could definitely happen. Yeah. Talking about actual Leeds expenditure there, Poppy, going a little bit off the topic here. Your net expenditure is not that far off Sunderland's, and look where Sunderland are right now. Like, you can argue, didn't spend it. You didn't have the money to spend, but maybe it's a case of you didn't spend it wisely. With the right kind of plan. I get there was a little bit of plan because you brought a lot of like physical players, which makes sense because the Premier League is quite a physical league. But unless you're executing it to perfection, like Leeds have, and like Bushy was saying, Nottingham Forest, who took the gamble and just went crazy, and it panned out in some ways because the plan was just to buy like 2 squads essentially, and I
think it was more than 2 squads. It was probably like 3 squads.
Yeah. I think I'm hitting a nerve with Poppy. We're gonna fall out here. I'm sorry. I'm just speaking the truths and stuff like that.
Well, I'm not a Forest fan, by the way, Poppy. So I'm far from a Forest fan. I just think they did the right thing, and that's kept them in the Premier League. And then the second season, because they had quality, they had that really high finish, and now they're playing in Europe. So it can be done. I think Leeds are a bigger football club than Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I do think they're a bigger club. And for me, if they spend the money, they can also do the same. They can be challenging like they used to in the late 90s for European honours. So you've got to spend the money. If you don't, forget it. You don't deserve to be there. If you're not going to put your money where your mouth is, sign the quality. I mean, if you're expecting Calvert-Lewin to keep you in the Premier League and Dan James, then you've got a problem.
And Nonto, who can't stay fit.
There you go.
To bring it up, Nonto, because you had to own him for a couple of weeks, AGH.
I mean, it wasn't terrible owning him. It could have been worse because my vice captain always got me good points.
Yep. And looking at some of the transfers out so far this week, And GH, you were talking about Reinders there. He is fourth.
John got rid of Watermelon, and he's high up there as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second for most transfers out. Reinders is fourth. Obviously, a couple of injured players there with the likes of Byrne, Gokares, Kudos, who is more like a hit or miss kind of.
Oh, my team's in there.
Yeah, you got Guehi as well.
Yeah, Gehi, Salah is in my team.
Salah,
Grealish is in my team. Watermelon's in my team.
The ones that are injured or 75%, they've got the whole of the international break to recover, so they might be back in time. So don't rush to get rid of a player just because you see them as yellow or orange, because they might be back.
Yes, exactly. And I'm surprised in some ways Salah probably isn't further up that pitch, because he hasn't really doing, as Bushy mentioned earlier, he's not really putting in the performances that would make you want to say, oh, he's worth keeping in the team. Like,
he's a ridiculous price as well, Mers. That's what it is.
It is.
I mean, I think he started the season more expensive than Haaland, didn't he?
14.5 he started the season.
Yeah, so at the start of the season, Salah was worth more than Haaland, but right now Haaland is like 14.9 because he's just pretty much going up nearly every single week because he's just scoring goals.
Yeah,
goals,
I'm
goals
quite
in every
lucky
single game.
Haaland.
At what point does he start going up in price, or will he just continue to rise non-stop?
Yep. Semenyo as well. People reacting a little bit because he hasn't done anything in the last few weeks because he obviously got 0 in game week 11. I think he might have got like 2 the week before that as well. So I think people reacting to that a little bit.
I think we've got a tough run of fixtures, Bournemouth. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And obviously AFCON coming up may have a little thing in it.
People thinking ahead, but you don't need to do that right now because in game week 16, you're going to get given 5 free transfers anyway. So you can just do that stuff in game week 16.
What game week's that, Mers?
Game week 16, everybody's free transfers are topped up to 5.
All right. That's good.
So, yeah, it's definitely no need to rush in and get these AFCON players out now or bank your free transfers because you'll get automatically that straight up to. So even if you're on 0, it'll go up to 5. If it's on 3, it'll go up to 5. So it doesn't matter how many free transfers you sat on, it will be up to 5.
Just don't bank up 5 all the way up until 16 because then you'll be stuck on 5 and you've wasted your banking.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, so if you bank them, you don't keep them, no?
Yeah, so basically if you're on 5 at the end of game week 15 and then 16 comes into effect, you'll still be on 5. So at game week 15, if you've got 5, you better use those 5 because then, well, you don't have to if you're happy with the team, but it's definitely worth consideration. And then going into the most transfers in, obviously top of that leaderboard right now with over 250,000 people transferring him in Buemo. Like he's in fine form at the moment.
Because he plays for Man United, because he's dynamite. Oh.
Yeah.
For me, obviously, if I do get rid of Salah, but again, he's going to be Ofcom, whatever it's called.
Ofcom.
Yeah, and then the people that I mentioned earlier with the price rises that are in there. So you got Rice, Caicedo, Haaland, Mateta, Thiago, 6.3, not the 6.1 I thought he was earlier.
The one you mentioned, Mers, is in there as well, all right?
Yeah, he's second, and a lot of people are getting him in just because, like, big teams, medium-sized teams, the smaller teams, he just seems to be chipping in with goals here, there, and there. There doesn't seem a set pattern for where he's getting the goals. He's just getting the goals, basically. Doku, quite an interesting one. Again, probably a reactionary one because he was in Team of the Week. But he's kind of like in and out of the team as well a little bit. He's suffering a bit of petrol.
With Doku, you're not guaranteed minutes and you're not guaranteed performances because one week he looks like Pele, the next week he looks like Michael Smith.
And as quick as people are getting João Pedro out, they're getting him back in the team again, like he was blanking.
That just shows you how fickle football is, and FPL.
Yes, exactly. And then we are now going to finish off by talking about how FPL and the KB Terrace Talk League is doing. So we're going to start off with the November leaderboard right now and the battle for the manager of the month. It does show Cole top, but he isn't. He took a 4-point hit. So he's actually on 121 points. So he actually drops down to third. We've got then Dan actually being top spot with 124 points. Hutch.
We have to check James Hutchinson. He's got to have took. I think every week he takes -6.
No, I've been checking. He hasn't. He's been doing transfers, but not taking any points.
I spoke to him the other day, and obviously he's got a lot going on at the moment. So he actually had missed to do his team. So he's actually kind of let it roll, and I think it's worked out. And that's what I said to you, Mace. Sometimes I think people overthink it.
Yeah.
Take some minus hits, and you end up with less points than you would have ended up with if you'd have just done nothing.
Mm-hmm. Then Spurs Luke, who is in fourth with 119. Bushy, you're there on fifth with 113. It says I'm on 113, but because of my points hits, it's a bit weird because it's taken out 1 week's worth of points hits, but not the other. So I'm actually on 109. We've got Birch on 112, so he would actually be in sixth. I'm down to seventh. And then,
wait,
yeah, what?
Bob Dude's got more points than me.
I was going to get to that. GH, come on, don't get ahead of that. Bob Dude, Phil, and then right at the bottom with 84 points, GH. You are literally, like I said, propping up the table, man.
Mate, your FPL, you told us all before the start of FPL, you was the main man, yeah? You were the one to watch. And your FPL, I think you sank all your bloody wild cards and everything in first 3 weeks.
I'll tell you the biggest problem. So game week 2, I did my free hit. No, my wild card. I took out all my decent defenders and replaced them all with 4 million defenders, thinking that's going to save me so much money in the midfield. I'm going to be rich. And then I just bought in a bunch of useless tosspots in the midfield who couldn't score. And my defense wasn't getting me points. So I was a bit screwed at that point. So I panicked.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck in this situation, GH, of your own doing, where you ruined your team early on with some kind of apparent genius idea that completely backfired because you're just looking at everybody who performed well in week 1 and thinking, do you know what? They're going to perform well for the rest of the season. Backfires. You've then got to spend many weeks trying to fix all your problems with your transfers. Otherwise, you would have had to have taken a points hit. And yeah, you're still suffering. You're still suffering. I would have thought you fixed it by now.
What's funny is I haven't taken any points hits at all this whole season.
Well, yeah, but maybe you should have taken the gamble, taken a 4-point hit.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
Semenyo in a bit sooner might have helped me.
I've just seen
GH, you got a lot to be fixing. Obviously, like I say, week 16, you get the 5 free transfers. Maybe that's where you can fix your team. And then I guess that would be mid-December. So December manager month, probably not on the cards for you. Maybe January, GH?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Put a little bit of a wager on, maybe?
Oh, God.
What do you think?
All right.
Do it for charity.
Go on.
Yeah? If you can get manager of the month in January, I will donate, let's say, like 20 quid to a charity of your choice. If you don't, you have to donate 20 quid to a charity of my choice.
Okay. A shake on it.
A shake. Yeah, there we go.
Shake on it.
There we go. We got that set in stone for January then. GH, you better go and conduct your research and stuff like that for that.
Get my charity research, which charity I want you to donate to.
All right, yeah. Okay, big boy. And then finally, but we got the overall leaderboard as well. So at the top there, it's actually quite a close battle going on. So we've got Carl on 667, then Dan on 665, me on 662, and then Bushy slightly behind on 653. So, after 11 weeks, a four-way battle at the top of the table. Then you got Hutch slightly further behind on 620. Bushy, you might actually come clutch and win overall champion. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm confident I will. It's not like me to be confident, but I am confident with the team I've got, and I've already got my moves thought up here.
Oh yeah.
Obviously where it's going to go. Obviously I'm waiting for a certain game week to put my bench boost on as well, so that'll be ready. And I think by the next sort of when you get your next chips, I think I will be top of the league.
Okay, all right. Big talk right there. Got your spreadsheets out ready, like which weeks you got to get in, which players, who's playing who, and everything like that.
All my players ready. I know who I want to bring in. I know who I want to take out. I've got it. I mean, Gabriel, 100%. I want to get into my team. That is without fail. And probably Mbuemo will probably come in for Salah, and then the money will free me up to get Gabriel as well. So if I can get Gabriel and Mbuemo, get rid of Lenny Yoro from United and Salah, I think them two changes will make a big difference to me as well.
Got a few more questions, comments. So obviously, even I'm above you in the fantasy league, GH.
Oh God.
That's from Poppy. When does GH want to take me on in a football quiz? Yeah, that's the point, GH. You want to do this football quiz?
I'm happy to host this as well. So it's done fairly, and we'll do it on a live stream. And it'll be GH versus the Turbo Master, and it will be random, and then there will be a forfeit for the loser.
Oh, bring it on. You're going down.
GH, considering
I hope your quiz knowledge is better than your fantasy knowledge, mate, because otherwise,
Tom comes out with a lot of facts and information about
useless stuff. I've got good knowledge.
Well, you haven't shown it that much, being on the podcast and on Thursday night. So
just you wait.
I'm trying to think. When has GH actually ever given out good knowledge on Thursday?
No.
What do you think, Bushy? No, no, I don't think so at all. How's some
purely for comedy value?
How's someone who's been doing FPL since conception bottom? GH?
I'm not bottom. Bob Dude's bottom. Get that right.
Yeah, but for the month you're bottom though. So technically speaking, you are bottom. Just you didn't specify which leaderboard, and you're not that far above Bob Dude. And Bob Dude might claw away.
In fairness to Bright and Dan, that's Bob Dude, isn't it?
Yeah.
In fairness to him, he did start it just as a joke because he was kind of putting just Brighton players in and players that he liked. He's kind of started to take it more seriously now, and now he's took it more seriously. GH is above you.
I know.
Yeah, you can't knock Dan because he's above you at the minute on the month.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, you both got the same
this
amount
is
of money.
fighting talk. Mers, read this fighting talk out.
Yeah, skills pay the bills. Do it on Liverpool, I would still win.
So I reckon we do a quiz on Liverpool, so it gives Gloriol an actual chance,
a fighting chance. Yeah.
Oh God.
So if you lose on your own club, that would just be ridiculous, Gloriole.
I think I'll just retire from the podcast. I'll just leave the podcast if I lose.
GH, every Wikipedia like information that you can find about Liverpool, every book, every bit of information, every news post, everything from
You've got a week, Gloriole, because we'll do it next Wednesday.
Oh, damn!
Set the date. We've set the date. 8 o'clock next Wednesday. Gloriole will face Tom in a Liverpool quiz, and you can't Google anything because when I ask you the questions, you both have to put your hands up like this.
Yeah, I don't Google things anyway. It's fine.
Okay, so hands up, and then I'll give the questions, and then basically the winner takes all.
I'll just do this the whole time.
Honestly, Liverpool fans will kill you, Turbo, if you lose to Turbo when he's a Rotherham fan.
Yeah,
he don't even live in the UK. He lives in Scotland as well.
I'm winning this. I'm winning this. Don't you worry, Liverpool fans. I've got you.
I don't know. You're not a good champion for the Liverpool fans in this situation. I don't think. GH
Turbo can't wait.
He can't wait. Yeah, he's looking forward to it. I think you're in for a fight and a half, GH. If you lose, yeah, you better hide or change to Southampton. I'm sure.
Yeah,
just become a Southampton fan. You've been to Southampton games, GH.
I think that needs to be the forfeit. If he loses, he cannot support Liverpool anymore. He has to go buy a season ticket for Southampton.
Actually, I did look at buying a season ticket one
year.
But it was
he's a Southampton fan.
But it was only in the top corner, right at the back, and it was like a shit view. And I'm like, oh, fuck this.
You know, you could have got a better seat, right, with a season ticket. Why are you going for the far corner?
Because that was all that was available when I went to look at it.
He's a scouser at heart, isn't he? He's going for cheap seats.
Trying to save his money. GH. Right. Anyway, I think that is going to be it for tonight's FPL live stream. Thank you, everybody, for watching. But before we finish, going to go through all the content that KB Terrace Talk has to offer so that you can check that out as well. So, obviously, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll have the Premier League talk. Obviously, it is an international break, so we won't have predictions, but we'll have other things to talk about on that show. Obviously, the fixtures that happened last weekend. Obviously, Wolves getting a new manager. There'll still be plenty to talk about. So that will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Then on Sunday, we have the Sunday service show, again at 8 p.m, hosted by Phil, talking about, obviously, Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. Again, because of the international duty, less to talk about, but there will still be plenty to talk about.
Oh, it's a big game, Luton Rotherham. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Luton will bat you.
And he'll be hosting a little bit of a quiz as well on that show, I believe. And GH could probably be tested a little bit there and probably fail a little bit with his knowledge even further. Then on Monday, you have Monday Night Millers hosted by King Bushy himself, who obviously talks about Rotherham. Oh, Rotherham playing this week?
Yeah, Luton away.
So, yeah, they'll be talking about that game, the player ratings, and anything to talk about that happened in that match. And then, again, next week, we'll have another FPL show. There is other shows as well, like Meet the Millers, that you have where he interviews the Rotherham fans and talk about like why they support the club, the favorite football players over the years and everything.
I am going to be doing that with all of the panel as well. So obviously I'm going to be going through you guys. So it'll be, I don't know which one yours will be, Gloriole. So it could be Meet the Saint or Meet the Scouser. I don't know yet. Whichever.
Meet the Scouser that isn't a Scouser.
Yeah. And basically, it's just a show on you telling the reason why you started supporting your club. Obviously, it's Glorioles because Southampton were crap, Liverpool were winning stuff, so they decided to pick Liverpool. and just the best experiences. Again, Glorio's probably going to struggle with this because he's probably not been to Anfield ever. Have you ever been to Anfield?
I've been to Anfield twice. Once I don't remember it because I was about 5 years old, and it was a charity match. The second one, it was West Brom in the FA Cup, and we lost 3-0.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, so they didn't let him come back after that. Yeah. And then he had to get train home because somebody had robbed his car wheels.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yes. And then you'll also probably see some Rotherham fan reactions from that Luton game on the weekend, as well as shorts as well from the live streams and
so obviously I don't think there'll be any from Brighton Dan because obviously it's international break, but he does some really good aftermatch reactions because he goes all over watching Brighton as well, so they'll always appear on the channel as well. So yeah, lots to look forward to, and we have got some new stuff in the pipeline as well. I think the FPL, will it go back to Friday next week, or are you going to be keeping them on a Wednesday?
Probably be back to Friday next week. It just depends on the week. So like this week, it's a Wednesday because I got some family stuff to deal with on the Friday. So I just couldn't host it this week on Friday. But it's also dependent on game week fixtures as well. So sometimes there's going to be 2 game week fixtures. And I want to try and cover it all.
Each week we will put it on the socials and let you know which night it will be, Friday or the Wednesday. It'll be either one of those 2 for the FPL. But it is starting to heat up now, the FPL. So if you want to join our league as well, Merge, have you got the code?
I do have the code. The code is on screen right now for you to join our big league. There is a lot of people in there. You get to show how good or bad of an FPL player you are. I mean, for instance, me, I got a good score, but I'm like 15th or something like that in the leaderboard.
Yeah,
so
I'm 16th. I've dropped, but there is a lot in it, and there is some good players in our league now. So
like
all got to up his games, lads.
Yes. And finally, a little call to action. Make sure to like the video on whatever platform you're watching it. And if you are watching it on YouTube, if you can leave a little comment after it turns into a video, essentially, please do so because it helps out the channel massively. And we will catch you all in the next stream. Bye-bye.
Cheers.